Sean, and we're here for the Tau 7th edition Codex Review. We're on to the formations now. We're going to go through them and kind of talk about some things. So, Hunter Cadre is the main one. It's the main one you have to take for the main detachment. It's 1 commander, 0 to 1 Fireblade, 0 to 1 Crisis Bodyguards, 3 to 6 of either Breacher, Strike Team, or Crew Carnivores. 1 to 3 of Stealth Battlesuits, Crisis Battlesuits, Ghost Keels, or Riptide Battlesuits. And 1 to 3 of Pathfinders, Piranhas, Vespid Stingwings, or Drones. And 1 to 3 of Broadsides, Hammerhead, Storm Surges, or Sniper Drones. I wish the Skyray would have been there, but it's not. Anyway, their special rules are Unbreakable Bonds of Comradeship. Units from this formation that have the Supporting Fire rule can provide supporting fire to any other model that's within 12 inches versus 6 inches. So that's super strong. 12-inch bubble of supporting fire is awesome. Like really good. I mean, 6 inches was good, but 12 inches is even better. Ambushes and feints. Units from this formation that are within 12 inches of this formation's commander or cadre fireblade at the start of the shooting phase can run or move flat out and then shoot in the shooting phase. So you can run and shoot, or move flat out and still shoot. That's pretty amazing. It's pretty powerful, actually. Yeah, I mean, that's good. Each unit must complete both actions before you move on to the next unit, otherwise a chance to make the second action is forfeit. Now, here's the caveat with that, is if you're going to fire and other people are going to fire with the detachment rule where multiple people are going to fire to combine their fire. If they are in this formation and one has done this in shooting, the other ones that combine their fire aren't going to be able to run or flat out because they're forfeiting it because they're shooting before they move. So that is something you have to think about, and something if people are playing, you got to make sure to catch to see if they're doing it because they shouldn't be doing it. Retaliation Cadre, that one is 1 commander, 3 units of Crisis Battlesuits, 1 unit of Broadside Battlesuits, 1 unit of Riptides. They all have Relentless, which is really awesome for the broadsides because now they can move and still shoot their heavy weapons if they got their railguns. That's amazing. That's great because they kind of were usually just kind of sitting there. So that's a really good formation for the broadsides. They have low altitude deployment. If all the units in this formation are kept in reserve, you can announce before the battle begins that they will do a low altitude deployment. If you do so, the entire formation deep strikes at the start of the second turn. All models, they have drop zone clear. All models in this formation add 1 to their ballistic skill during the turn that they arrive via deep strike. So you can even deep strike your broadsides. I don't see why you would, but something to think about, something you could do. It has to come in turn 2, though. Heavy Retribution Cadre is 1 unit of Ghost Keel Battlesuits and 2 units of Storm Surges. So they have optimum fire position. You can reroll failed to hit rolls for shooting attacks made by Storm Surgers from this formation if the target is within 12 inches of the Ghost Keel Battlesuit from this formation. Now, it's reroll to hit, but it doesn't say twin linked. So people could argue if you're shooting a blast weapon, do you get to re-roll that? Because I would say that you probably would, but some people would probably argue that you don't. But I would, check with the person you're playing with first to see how they're going to rule it, so it doesn't become an argument, during the game. Monsoon of Destruction. If an enemy unit is chosen as the target by at least 2 units from this formation in the same shooting phase, the unit cannot run or move flat out in their next turn. In addition, such units must have the result of their charge range rounding down in their next turn. Now that's pretty powerful too because, if 2 things fire at it, I mean you can make it so that they're not gonna be able to run and their charge range is halved. That's pretty good. That's better than a grab wave generator now in this edition. 6th edition, maybe, not so much. Infiltration Cadre. That's 3 Pathfinder teams, 2 units of Stealth Battlesuits, and 1 unit of Piranhas. They have intervention request beacons. If a unit from this formation is completely destroyed, you can activate the formation's intervention request beacons. If you do so, all units that you have remaining in reserve at the start of your next turn just come in automatically. Neutralization lattice. If a unit from this formation inflicts 3 or more marker light hits on a unit in the shooting phase, inflict a single secure missile hit on the enemy in addition to placing the marker light counters. Note that these do not need to roll the hit, and nor do you have to take them from somebody that's capable of firing a missile because they're coming from support craft high above the battlefield. So basically get a free seeker missile hit. That I think is good. The intervention request beacon, I mean, most of the time, like, the Pathfinders and the Piranhas are going to start on the board. Maybe the stealth suits won't. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be used that much, to be honest. Here's the one I'm really excited about, too. The optimized stealth cadre. Excuse me, it has 2 units of stealth battlesuits, 1 unit of ghost keel battlesuits. And they have special rule of wall of mirrors. At the start of your shooting phase, this formation can network their stealth fields to create a wall of mirrors. If you do so, then the weapons used by the formation's ghost keels and by any unit of stealth battlesuits from this formation that are within 6 inches of the ghost keel from this formation have the ignores cover special rule, and these models get +1 on their ballistic skill for the shooting phase. In addition, their weapons are assumed to strike the rear armor of any vehicle that they hit, no matter what the actual facing is. So think about that for a second. Let's say these guys are loaded up with their weapons, and let's say your stealth suits have 1 fusion blaster in, well, for every 3, but you're probably just going to have 3. And they're within 6 inches of, a ghost keel. Now, if you have a ghost keel formation, you have 3 of them in there. You could make it so it's pretty easy to be with 6 inches, but you probably want to be close. But think about that. You can just wreck vehicles and super heavy vehicles, even in Imperial Knights, because you're hitting them on the back armor. So even if they decide to put their shield on the back armor because it's hitting the back armor, if the rest of your army kind of positions themselves and they're shooting at places that don't have the shields, you're gonna wreck that knight. I mean, this thing is just gonna wreck vehicles. It is amazing. Plus, ignoring cover. I mean, if you ignore cover too, think about that with the fusion stuff, and you think about shooting, Wraith Knights, and they're in cover, but you're ignoring cover, so they're only gonna get their feel no pain because they're not gonna get their save, and they don't unless they have some psychic shenanigans like invulns there. So, I think this optimized stealth cadre is really good. I think you're gonna see stealth battlesuits used. They're still expensive, but I think you're gonna see them used because of this formation. I think this formation is great. It also makes the ghost keels great. I mean, I plan on running this. I'm excited because I haven't pulled out my stealth suits for a while, and I'm really excited to run this formation. So I'm excited about that one. The Firebase Support Cadre, that one is 2 units of broadsides and 1 unit of riptides. It's kind of like the formation they sold a couple like Christmases ago when they were doing the data slates. Since it's a little cleaned up, it's instead of firing independently in the shooting phase, all units in the fire support cadre can participate in a coordinated firestorm. When they do so, all models from this formation must shoot the same target, resolve their shots as if they were a single unit, and this includes the use of marker light abilities. When resolving the shooting attack, all firing models have the tank hunter and monster hunter special rules. So it's a little different from before, but you don't have to have a full squad, so you could have, if you wanted to, 1 broadside, 2 units of 1 broadside each and a riptide. So it doesn't have to be a huge point sink if you don't want it to be. The next formation is Armored Interdiction cadre, and that's 3 units of Hammerhead gunships and 1 unit of Skyray gunships. The interlacing predictive targeting, pick a point anywhere on the battlefield at the start of your shooting phase. The point you pick is the center of the formation's predictive targeting grid. You can re-roll failed to hit rolls for attacks made by models from this formation if the target unit is within 6 inches of the point that you picked. So it's okay. It helps the Hammerheads, I think, a little bit more than the Skyray, really. I don't think you're going to see this one used that much because I think it's just too many points for Hammerheads, to be honest. but it's my opinion. I could be wrong. The air case support cadre is 1 Sunshark bomber and 2 Razor strike fighters. They have commitment to greater good. You roll a dice if a crew shaken or crew stun result is inflicted on a model from this formation. Roll on a roll of 2 through 6, the results are ignored and have no effect. Note that the model still loses the hull point. So it's kind of like a demon, save, or like see if they're affected. Advanced repair system. The start of your turn, for each hull point lost, roll a dice, and on a roll of a 6, you restore a hull point. So you could potentially get hull points back. I think it's decent. I think it's good. I just think that the flyers kind of suck, to be honest with you. So I don't think you're going to see it that much. But that's my opinion. The Allied Advanced Cadre is another one that's not so great. It's 4 units of Kroots and 2 units of Vespids. So they don't even get a choice. You just have to take 4 and 2. Guerrilla Fighters, Vested Stingwings from this formation gain Infiltrate and Stealth Forests. Ooh. I mean, they had Stealth Ruins, but Stealth Forests. So Strategic Intel, Carnivore units from this formation that are within 12 inches of a Vespid Stingwing unit from this formation replace their Stealth Forest with Shrouded Forests. Woo! And add +1 to their Ballista skill. That's helpful. Combined Battle Force units from this formation have Supporting Fire, special rule, but can only provide Supporting Fire for other units from their formation. So they get Supporting Fire, which, that sounds great. But it's only for the ones in this unit, so it's only for the Vespids and the Kroot in the unit. So, yeah, I don't know. Not that well by that one, to be honest with you. So, excuse me. That is the formations for in the Tau Codex, and I'm going to do a final thoughts, and then I'm also going to cover the fortification, the shield wall, and do my final thoughts. And then we'll do a couple more videos talking about the formations or detachments that are in the new campaign book that are for White Scars and Raven Guard. So until next time, stay tuned and take care, and keep on wargaming.
Goodbye. 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 Bye-bye. Goodbye. See ya. Bye for now. Bye for now. Goodbye. I like bottoms.